Where we going?
Bang! Bolt Action News Group. Welcome, everybody. Hi, Save the Humans, Peanut 411, Critical Kaiju. Congratulations on your first audit today. Everybody, thumbs up. Oh, I didn't even send that. Hi, Peanut. Let me turn this audio off over here. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We are. Hold on, me.
Hello, everybody. I can't remember how to get the screen behind us to change. I don't know, but maybe it's when there's more people in. I don't remember.
I don't either. It's not working for me either.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, you just got a green screen. You got a green screen, but that's it. What's up, Ginger, Peanut, Save the Humans? Everybody else that's in here. I said hi to a few of you at the beginning before we went live. Nice to see you all. Welcome to Tuesday night Bang Chat. Tonight's just kind of a open chat for whoever wants to come on. There's no our Thursdays and our Saturdays are more structured, but tonight is just jump on in. Let's have a chat. Anyone wants to ask questions, come on in and say hi, promote your channel, whatever you want to do, jump on in. What's up, Piner in Florida?
Yeah, we've put out a couple invitations, so we might see a couple of big names come on here later on.
What's up, guys? On
that is, it's a big poppy hat.
Nice.
What's up, Monkey?
Ronald Truitt.
Ronald Truitt.
Piner. D's in the house.
New Mexico citizen. Noli D. Queensland Cop Watch. Eyes on the state. What's up, Bang member? All right. So yeah, like I was saying, we put out an invite, just like you guys see that link in the stream there in the chat. So a couple people might be showing up to talk about some current events. We can start off with talking about current events from last week. That's not current. That's last week's events.
That's sort of current. I mean, current is a subjective term.
Right. So current this millennium.
Current-ish. What
yeah, so
go ahead.
A couple weeks ago we were talking about like how long is this going to last? And I think it's dying down. People are starting to forget, starting to think about COVID again. I know our county has seen a spike in the numbers. I don't know if there's an actual spike in the cases, but as far as the numbers that they're giving us, there's supposedly a spike.
Mine as well, but again, I don't know if it's a percentage of people tested or if it's just a spike because more people are tested. I don't know. You really need to be accurate. You really need to look at it as what percentage of people being tested are testing positive. That would show you whether or not the cases are growing. If it's just simply we had 10 cases last week and we have 40 this week. Well, it could be just because you tested 500 more people. You need a percentage, and I don't know what that county.
Right. Yeah, Monkey poses a good question. Do you think the cops would have already beaten COVID if it was blank? Yes.
They would have choked it out for sure.
Yeah. I saw your live stream last night with the cop. How was it that you this day and aged him? You want to come on and tell us about it? You're more than welcome, bro.
Yeah, man.
Scroll up.
Up here again real quick. Yeah, Monkey.
Also, yeah, I saw you ran into a cop who was cool with you, and you told him, I was surprised because all you guys hate my guts. Except him. He seemed like a cool cop.
Save the Humans, writes Crispy. What do you know about? What do you know about your state contact
tracing program?
Yeah.
0. Is that like bounty hunting, skip tracer?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Mr. Monkey, hey, what's up?
What up?
What's up, bro?
Dude, I met Mookie Betts last year at a batting practice in Fort Myers.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, I got a picture of it.
What? Wait,
Awesome.
you were just in Fort Myers doing batting practice?
I was living in Florida last year, and there was a veterans event that invited me down to Fort Myers to go do batting practice with the Boston Red Sox.
The Sox?
Wow.
Yeah. They got the Twins down here too.
Yeah. I don't know how you get. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we have the Blue Jays and the Phillies are right here in Clearwater. They come down here.
Oh, Clearwater.
There's an
I live
echo.
about 30 minutes from there, Monkey. I live about 30 minutes from the Red Sox spring training area.
Oh, no shit, huh?
Yeah.
All right, we got
I was
Maddie
right in
and
Naples.
Captain Awesome here. Welcome.
What's
You
up,
just-
guys?
you
Hi,
just-
guys. This is Maddie at the Constitution. Sorry. Hi, guys. This is Maddie in the Constitutional Corner. Standing down here in downtown Palatka today. We are at the Riverwalk, and it is beautiful tonight. It is so gorgeous. Here, I'll turn the video on. You guys can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was going to say video or it didn't happen. Oh, that's spectacular.
Somebody's got their TV on. Oh, it's not you, Captain. You're in the car. Someone's got their TV on in the background or something.
It's not
Okay, I had to mute my mic. Sorry, that was probably me.
Okay.
What's up, Captain Awesome? What are you doing?
I am driving around looking for cops, my friend.
Nice.
In, Savannah, Georgia.
Hey.
Oh, that's funny. We were just looking something up about Savannah.
Yeah, we were.
Dude, where is it? There's an old Savannah police station. There's an old Savannah cop car parked out in front. If you walk in there, you'll run into the happiest lady you'll ever see. That's a public servant.
Yeah.
Oh,
I actually was by that police department earlier, and they've got it locked down for COVID.
Did you look up that guy I sent you?
I looked them up, but I mean, I haven't spotted them, and you can't get into any of the police departments. They're all closed.
Right.
Hey, Captain.
Yeah, well, good luck.
If you really want to have some fun, go to Thunderbolt Island. It's about 20 minutes from downtown Savannah.
Thunderbolt Island?
Thunderbolt Island. Those pigs are so dirty.
Ooh, I was telling him to go to Buford.
Sounds like Thunderbolt Island's where I'll be heading next then.
Yeah,
right
I was staying on Tybee last year, and I don't advise going on Tybee, but it's beautiful if you're just going to visit. I want to film there.
Well, Maddie,
go
ahead. Film TB Island?
Tybee Island, yeah. It's just a little piece of paradise.
All right. What about the cops there? I know they got a police station there.
I happen to know of one officer who had 60 DUI arrests in a 2-month period.
What? 60? Like he got arrested every single day in 2 months.
Pretty much.
Wow.
Yep.
How does that happen?
Well, Tybee is like a little vacation area. So
yeah.
They literally just sit on the main strip and wait for the drunks to go up and down the road.
Yeah, there are plenty of them there. People don't say, "Hey, how you doing?" in Savannah. They say, "Hey, what are you drinking?"
Yeah.
I love that town, actually.
And there's right before you go onto Tybee, there is the largest import-export depot in Savannah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got some good drone footage. Yeah, please talk to us, Maddie. I invited you on because we had a landmark watershed moment yesterday in the Supreme Court, and it really affects you directly. So you want to tell everybody, your story, and then how, the historical moment affects you?
Absolutely. Well, as you guys know, I'm a transgender civil rights activist. I've been a civil rights activist for over 5 years on YouTube. I'm a paralegal student with Post University. I'm actually a paralegal now. Working on my my degrees and my certifications. This landmark for me means a lot of protection. This is protection that we didn't have before. And now, mind you guys, that 3 days prior to that, a bill was introduced to us and taking those rights away. And luckily, the Supreme Court of the United States decided that it was unconstitutional. But right now, from what I understand, and I was talking to several people, including you, rights, that they want the Congress to take it up and pass it as a law, because as we all know, presidents and others can't make laws. Only the House and Congress can. Congress is the only one who can pass the laws. So
Yes.
they want this to go to that point. So I actually see that there's probably going to be some type of bill drawn up. We have a Democratic Congress right now, and I'm not really sure that that can make a difference either way. But I think that there's a lot of chance that the civil rights bill will be extended beyond what it is now. And I'll mute my mic.
Yeah, no, they had a 6-3 vote in the Supreme Court, pretty much including LGBTQ into the protected class of protected classes in the Civil Rights Act. So it was 6-3, and the three dissent. I think one of them was what's his name? I forgot, but he said that he was only dissenting it because he thought that Congress should be writing this up as a law. They should be legislating this instead of it being a SCOTUS ruling. So,
well, even if Congress did come out with a law, it's important to remember judicial supremacy. You know, the Supreme Court is, you know, anything that they say is admissible and as guiding rules. So,
well,
you know,
yeah,
even if Congress came out with a law, the Supreme Court can override it and say, no, that's unconstitutional. We can't do that.
Right, and if they don't, it's going to be left up to hi Leslie.
So,
welcome. It's going to be left up to people getting arrested and having to go to court and say, hey, look, this is the settled case law. You know, instead of having the law, that's going to be more difficult. So it's progress. Questions, comments, agreements, disagreements?
And I don't know if you guys mind if I bring it up, but this is about the shooting in Georgia the other night. Do you guys?
Oh yeah, Rayshard Brooks, right? Is that his name?
Yeah, Mr. Brooks was murdered, in my opinion. If you read the U.S. Supreme Court ruling, I think it was 85, Tennessee versus Garner. I don't know if you guys are familiar or not, but Tennessee versus Garner is the landmark case about what the cops can do as far as lethal force. Now, Mr. Brooks did point that taser back at the cops, and I won't say anything about, you know, that's right or whatever, but according to the Department of Justice, it is a non-lethal weapon. You have to be in fear for your life or great bodily harm to you or somebody else in order for you to be able to take that person's life when they run away.
Yeah, I heard someone make a really good point the other day that they changed it from non-lethal to less than lethal because it still proves to be lethal in some cases. So they're covering their butt with that.
Heart attacks, people with pacemakers, things like that. But these cops get tased in the academy. So we already know how they're going to react. Not to mention they're wearing about 35 pounds of armor. How's that taser going to go through a knife-proof armor?
Yeah. What were you going to say, Monkey?
There's a documentary. It's called Killing Them Softly that it follows the dude who makes the tasers and the company that makes them. And he literally says in that documentary, every person that's died from being shot by a taser was going to die that day, regardless if they were shot or not.
Wow.
Hey,
What's up,
doesn't
Joe
really
Cool?
matter. I
Welcome.
heard
When the
what's
taser
going
was
on. I'm
developed,
not
it was
sure.
first tested on cattle. And when they sent the design into the FDA for it to be approved, they said it was too strong, so they only dropped it down 1 amp. Left it the
Wow.
same voltage, dropped it down 1 amp, and it was fucking deemed used for people. Sorry,
Look,
my
I
rant's
heard
over.
somebody say tasers are deemed not a killing so and so by the so and so. Let's say that was not true. First of all, I don't know who made the statement and what organization deemed that it was not a deadly weapon. But we know what a taser is. Even however they deemed it, right? That shit wouldn't change anything, would it? Even if they deemed a
Yes.
taser, if some cop organization says a taser is a deadly weapon, I'm supposed to okay that fucking murder now?
No, you're there's a bit of a mistake here with that, Mr. Cool. If you,
I've become mystical.
I'm gonna call you Mr. Cool.
Respect.
Yeah.
Respect.
So Tennessee versus Garner. If you read the case about it and the opinion and the dissent, it says that if an officer feels like him or anybody around him is in danger of great bodily harm or the threat of death, they can use lethal force if the suspect is running away. This
I've
man,
read that verbatim.
okay, so this man that was gunned down and murdered by the police over a taser. He was gunned down and murdered in violation of Tennessee versus Garner. In violation. This guy needs to be brought up on a 18 USC 241, I think, or 242. I don't know which one it is. It's the one with murder and conspiracy. It's not conspiracy. It's the murder. It's the other one. Anyway, he was deprived of his 4th, 8th, and 14th Amendment rights. And there's no,
Right.
The 8th Amendment, cruel and unusual. They already started to beat this guy up when he started to go. They threatened to tase him. He grabbed the taser. He ran away.
Right to a jury trial.
Yep. But also the right to due process. It's not, the 14th is not just a jury trial. It's also the
All
right
right.
to due process.
Gotcha.
And
But I was saying
robbed and killed. Denied.
my point was the taser. We got to stop going through, in my opinion, and I know most of you cats in here disagree because you're legal fucking experts. You're very familiar with the linguistics involved thereof. But I think that we need to pull away from that. I think that's their language, and when we utilize it, we play their game. We need cold motherfuckers doing it and getting good at it, but we must examine all options and alternatives because one of them would have to be the way to go. We can't keep taking Jordan one-on-one in his game. We got to change up and do something different, bro.
Disclaimer: we are not legal experts, and we do not give legal advice.
Disclaimer.
Exactly. So, oh God, yeah. So where do I begin with this?
Well, Maddie is a
One, I'm
legal
not a
expert.
legal expert. I'm not a lawyer or an attorney. I'm paralegal, and I cannot give advice or anything like that. I study case law, and I present for the attorney to go over.
I'd like to ask you about case law if I could. I don't know if this Mims versus whoever. Mims was predicated on a traffic stop, a legit traffic stop. So the cop has the ability to ask.
Before this flies out of my head because it already did once.
This is why I'm hot,
the main problem that we have is not the police, guys. It is not the police. It's the judicial system. If you want to go and get justice from the court, it's going to cost you $375 on up just to address the court and put in your motion. Now you got another $30 to $60 to depose each and every witness. So you got that, $30 to $60 each and every time. Every time you file a motion, you got to pay for them to administer it. Every time you do everything. So by the time you're done, how many people do you know of that are living in these inner cities that have $3,000 to throw at an attorney to get some help? None of them. That's why they have a 98.7% success rate in conviction.
they have a 95% rate of motherfuckers just pleading out.
Yeah, and you know what?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a second, because just here in Polk County, Sheriff Grady Judd, I see Piner says he was making some jokes in the press conference where they had their fifth level of this ongoing sting operation for child pornography, and that's great. It's child sex trafficking or child porn ring, whatever they're doing.
Right.
They need to stop it. But you know, he's done like 5 of the ones named that, and he's like sprinkled in a few in between, and they have all these grandstanding press conferences where they arrest hundreds of people each time. And last year in 2019, they had one conviction, one lousy conviction out of all those.
Wow.
And now he's talking about you know, he just caught another, you know, few hundred people. Are these the same people, or is Polk County just the hotbed of all these child porn people and they keep going back there knowing that you're going to arrest?
And are we supposed to feel good about that, considering you get one out of every so and so?
Right.
Fucker.
Yeah, no, I think that there's some wheels being greased in Polk County, as usual. Shocker. And you know, they got the ringleader is making it easy for his clients to get off without having to register and all that stuff. Just like the whole Epstein thing, just not on $1 billion scale or a world scale. We have the Super Bowl coming to Tampa next year, hopefully, if they can.
Right, hopefully, right?
Yeah.
And yeah. But yeah, that's just gonna make this, you know, a hotbed again. Like I was saying, they're not doing anything about it. They're being paid off.
This is unprecedented times. I mean, I'm 48 years old. I'm almost 50 years old. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
I've never have either, bruh. I've never seen anything like this. And I've went out and done community activism. And it's always with other races, mostly white people are helping me with these causes, inner city causes. But I've never seen nothing like this. Oh my God.
Where are you?
You know, that's just silly to say, but when you tell outside of the community niggas like us that are enlightened, you tell average white motherfucker Black Lives Matter, and their response is all lives matter. You tell a motherfucker, yeah, he stepped on his neck, but we didn't see the first part of the video. Now, you know, that shit screams to cats like me.
Oh, and I've addressed that many, many times. When they say that to me, I say, well, what difference does it make what happened prior to that? It's still a violation. Every single good cop that's come out, and okay, we'll just do quote unquote, but every single cop that has come out has condemned what they did, and they teach not to do what he did in the academy. He murdered that man.
Yeah. I saw this lady. Go ahead, bro.
It's not about Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. It's about blue lives splatter.
Well, you know, and I don't even go for like, you know,
nice.
wanting death on anybody. But I think that right now, in the times that we're in, we are on the cusp of a civil war in this country.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. I saw this lady talking about, you know, what happened in Atlanta, and she's black, and she said, Trevor Noah said it best. She was quoting Trevor Noah about, there's a social contract that we have. If somebody comes and breaks the building, there's people who come to fix the order in things, but those people who are supposed to solve the problem are killing us. And she said something that was so like it struck. She said, "You're lucky that, you know, if we burn this Target down, they could burn down this whole piece of shit for all I care, and it still wouldn't, you know, make up for everything that we've lost. And you're lucky that black people are just looking for equality and not revenge." They said.
I saw that. Oh,
bro,
I saw
that caught my blood.
Yes,
what's
right.
up, GA?
GA, baby.
What's going on, y'all? Sorry I'm late. Well, I had to get logged in here, trying to make sure I can stay on top of this here.
Yeah.
What's up, Gov?
Yeah, I was telling SJBT, man, this is, you know, racism is definitely a problem, but the real problem is classism. You have the upper class who are helping write unjust laws that target the lower class and fooling the middle class into thinking that they are just and that they're
I'm
necessary.
glad you added that last part, Rights. I damn near cut you off to add that last part. Their biggest sin is fooling so many people. Because that makes my work and your work so fucking hard.
Yeah, to add on to that, they'll take 9 of your 10 cookies away and say, look, that guy over there is going to take your last cookie. Never mind that I just took 9 of your cookies.
Right. Or you're on the plantation, right, and you get mad, you're tired of getting beat, and you kick over your own fucking corn stalk out of the 2 they let you grow in the backyard, and motherfuckers want to criticize you. You kicked over your own corn stalk. What are you doing? Why would you do that? Shut the fuck up.
You know, it's like
ladies and gentlemen.
Why did the cop become a phlebotomist? He was already a little prick.
Leslie Sylvan, months on in.
How do you tell when a cop is lying? His lips are moving.
Heard that one.
But it's true. And SCOTUS has backed it up. They're allowed to lie to us.
And not only are they allowed, they do. That's what they do. Right? Surely that is their specialty. They're, in my opinion, they're meant to mislead. They're not taught to actually communicate. They're taught to dominate. They're taught to dismiss the situation as fast as possible.
That's been one of my things since all this has been going on. It's like, why do you guys not have conversations with the public outside of trying to obtain reasonable suspicion or probable cause? Why are you guys not just...
It's in the Chicago policy. It's in our policy.
Yeah, well, they should be seeking out contact with citizens other than just, pulling them over.
Negative shit.
Or Terry stops.
Right, and having the patrol cars always in the low-income neighborhood. Yeah, they'll patrol the rich neighborhood, but it's just to keep people out, not really enforcing any laws. And some of the most atrocious crimes happen there. That's where the lacrosse team rapes the girl and stuff. That's where the kids have pill parties with all their parents' medication, and they create, future drug addicts. Where, the cops are pulling kids over in Jacksonville for jaywalking just because they're black, man. It's because they have nothing else to do. They're sitting on the corner in front of the liquor store waiting for somebody to just slip up in the slightest way.
As much time as they spend in these communities, they could get to know us well. Just open your mouth. Get out that car. Stand on that corner. If you think them niggas hustling, stand on that corner with them every fucking day.
And they should live there. They should live there. They should live in the community that they're policing in. And that's something, I don't know if GA could pull it up, but I had oh, you have Eyes on the State as your background, GA. That confused the shit out of me just now. But I got News Now South Florida to look up a link. It's an NPR interview with a CIA agent who left the CIA to become a cop in Savannah, and Rogue Nation was just out there looking for him to see if he could do an interview with him. But the guy talks about neighborhood policing and how that's the way it needs to be done. You need to live in your own neighborhood and learn who those people are. And it's not, people think exactly how the government wants you to think, that the cops are there to keep the order, to keep you in check. No, they're there to police and to keep peace, not to keep, they're people doing.
I'm going to disagree. They're not there to keep peace. They're there to keep monetary value coming in.
Right. But in an ideal world, I'm saying, that's what you would want.
And the origin of the cop was the overseer to chase the runaway slaves, then to keep them in line. I say officers just some type of degradation of overseer. I say they perform the same duties as well as to monetize the citizen and those things as well. But their main purpose is to keep those motherfuckers who have money think that they're needed because they keep people like me from robbing a crib. That's their main purpose, man. And the news backs it up and telling everybody how evil we are, and the media in general backs it up. And
Yep.
I guess if I go screen off, I'm rocking his Eyes on the State. I don't know what's going on with that. All this is different on the laptop anyway. I can't really figure out, like, it's not giving me an option to change.
I'm seeing you learning shit. I'm seeing you over there learning and studying and playing with shit.
Well, actually, I was doing it on an actual desktop all the other times, and I didn't know if my niece was going to be on the computer, so I I guess I can use the desktop now, but I'm already on the laptop, so it's all
What's
good,
up to
man.
HPR and Bad Cop No Donut? Great work out there. If you guys don't know who was with Rogue Nation up in Alabama, that was Bad Cop No Donut. He's with us here in the chat room now. Thanks for
What's
that
up,
great
Donut?
work.
No, I did not know that was him with Rogue.
Good work out there, man. Good work out there. We really appreciate you getting out there, bud.
Yeah, everybody go sub to Bad Cop No Donut.
Hey, I'm
What's up,
already
Ronald?
trying right now.
Lady D Miss Free, Alabama Camera, New Smyrna Times.
Emma,
Thanks for
baby.
all your work that you've been putting in. New Smyrna Times has,
New Smyrna
like, I don't know,
Times is
like,
good.
yeah,
He's good.
he's really good. I'm learning from him. He said he learned from us. I'm learning from him. So
Well, guys,
keep up the great work, man.
I want to thank you for having me on your show. I think I'm going to go out and do some cop watching and patrolling now.
All right, Manny.
So we'll see if I get a video tonight. This is a pretty sleepy little town, and it's only a Tuesday, so I don't think there's going to be much going on. But I'm going to go out.
Hey, Manny, before you go, Maddie, can I suggest when you go out there, throw that "can I get a video, will I get a video" shit out of your mind. Get rid of that shit, right? Get rid of it while you're doing it. You know, even if it's in the back of your head, don't go out there with that fucking.
The only way to make a change in this town is I've got to hunt down the videos. I've got to hunt down the BS. I've got them right now. 3 counts of denying people medical attention, prisoners medical heart attacks. I have them also denying somebody their glasses when they got not in their glasses. I've got a lot of these people, and I'm trying to get them. And that's why I'm trying to go out and get a video. I'm trying to go out and get the crap going on. What I'm trying to do.
Oh, a specific video. I just thought you meant you just trying to go out and make video content. I understand the philosophy. I do the same thing. It's my job as well. However, I would not allow that. I think it would change my mentality if I'm out there and I'm actually doing it, thinking I need a video. I'll be thinking, get these niggas. If I was worried about a video, I wouldn't cuss in every single video that I do. I lose monetization, and if you close your eyes and try to imagine how little I care about monetization, I really don't. It's not the monetization, it's the activism. It's getting out there and having people know their rights and being able to tell a cop, no, I'm not going to do that. That's why the niggas in chat are just as important as us, right? Because their whole objective is to get out there and let them motherfucker know their rights. They do that every day just by rapping with us and being around here. They are exactly the same as we are, in my opinion. Logically, they are, just like you said. Yep. All right, guys. Well, let me get on your show today. I'm a big fan. Thank you for having me on, guys.
Thanks for coming in, Maddie.
Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.
Be safe.
Yeah, thanks, Maddie.
Crispy, did you see that Polk County Sheriff ran Guardians of Innocence 5?
Yeah, I was just talking about that just before you came on the panel, and about how there was one lousy conviction, like really loud feedback from your mic. There's a girl in the background. You might have to mute when you're not talking, GA.
Yeah, I get it. But my niece was talking in the back.
That's all right. Yeah, and I didn't watch it, but I guess Piner was saying that the guy was trying to make some jokes or something during the conference, which was super inappropriate given the subject. And yeah, it doesn't surprise me though.
He's always trying to make a joke every press conference that he gets. I mean, that's why the whole country's like, talking about the blow them back out the house. If looters come in your house, blow them back out the house. They was loving that stuff. But yeah, this one only. Who said that?
Sheriff Grady Judd, GJ, Grandpa GJ.
The sheriff in my county. They only got 16 arrests out of this one.
How many decades has he been the sheriff there?
I think since 2005. If Piner's still in the thing, she'll correct me. So yeah, about 15 years.
Yeah, and then he's been a cop for like 40 almost, right? It's not even a retirement term time. It's an age time or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can look up all this stuff and all that kind of. It's long overdue. Somebody else needs to run against him. Since 2004, she said.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many bootlicking posts I've seen with people from other places, not just in other counties, but in other states saying, "Oh, I wish he was our sheriff." You stupid idiots. No, you don't. Yeah. Hey, so do you have that link, News Now South Florida?
I might. I think I might have closed it, but I can grab it again if you want me to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just thinking, but I don't know if. Yeah, no, don't worry about it. Maybe put it out there for people to listen to it on their own time.
Y'all can share duties like this. I don't know whose channel I'm on here. But
this is our channel.
Right, but different one of y'all do it. Can you
This is your channel too, Joe.
But I can't fucking manipulate the shit. I'm asking, like GA is running the show. He wouldn't even hear how the fuck is he running the show now?
We just figured it out. We figured that out. We figured that out last week.
So Joe, multiple people can log in StreamYard at a time and let people in and out, and I can pop up this comment.
All right, y'all was confused the fuck out of me, Joe.
GA can take it down. Take it down, GA. GA can take it down. Watch. I put it up.
Oh, that's dope. GA not knowledgeable. He not skilled.
He can put a different one up and take it down.
No way. Yeah. Japan got struck by an earthquake. Holy shit. 6.5.
So right now, Captain Awesome's in the basement. Do you see him, GA, or no? Because
bring him up.
That's a good question. Do everybody have a basement in the same basement?
Yeah, but GA left me in the basement for like 5 minutes, so I let myself back in.
Any action, Captain?
No, not right at the moment. I'm driving around.
I don't think you need any. It's gorgeous out there.
Island.
What'd you say?
Don't need action, bro.
You're going out to that island?
I'm heading out to TB Island to see if I can.
TB Island?
Tybee. He never pronounces shit correctly. He always says,
hey, y'all know where I'm going?
It looked like you ran through LA or something, bro. Look like you ran through all I'm missing is Miami Vice music in the background, bro. Look at that shit.
News Now South Florida, you got to forgive me, man. This is it's a different setup on my laptop, and I don't even get a full screen of the actual panel. I get like a little, my phone's bigger.
Fine. It's fine, GA. I figured you thought that I was putting myself down there. That's what I figured.
Yeah, I thought you were cutting out, to be honest. I wasn't 100% sure.
No, I was just stepping aside, my friend.
The South Korea thing, if that's not off topic, I'm sure it is. I'm sorry.
They just blew up their peace building. The North Koreans blew up an entire building that they had dedicated for peace talks with South Korea. Yeah, they had it closed since January. But they just demolished it, blew it up like an old Vegas casino.
right, like that. Violently. Just blew the building up. And they created the building to show their unity with the South Koreans. And I think I heard that it's near the border. That's what makes this so inflammatory. I was wondering.
Well, the reason they did that is because a lot of North Koreans are defecting to South Korea and spreading the truth, which the North Koreans are calling propaganda. And for some reason, they think that they can control those people.
Yes, I've heard horrendous stories, horrific stories, saw videos. One of the greatest stories that I heard, if I could try to say this as short as I can, some little kid, his father sent him into town every week before they get a drink, and he gave him a glass bottle. And one day he dropped that bottle on the way back, and his father tore into him. And every day he was nervous for years that Dad would kill me if I break this. The day he escaped, he see plastic bottles in the trash. He was like, this place must be rich as fuck, yo. Oh.
Yep.
Shit we throw away, man. Is over there would be a treasure. or motherfuckers having to short the electric fence and their buddy getting electrocuted. That truly happened.
Did you guys talk about the executive order that was signed by Trump today?
No, but I wanted to. Tell me about it. I missed the actual speech. I caught the short part of a couple things that's in it. It looked empty to me, toothless. Am I wrong?
What the fuck, News Now South Florida? What is that? What are you doing, dude?
He just
now
told
that's
on
saved as
himself,
one of his. You know you can't have more than one.
You see the thin blue line? He just told on himself. South Florida fan.
I'm playing around with different avatars. I'm sorry.
That was a Freudian slip. That was a Freudian slip, South Florida.
It won't let me change my background.
It won't let me change my avatar.
Yes, they will. GA. You got to, in the little blue box where your name is, where you are, you got to click on that little picture and it says edit avatar.
Yeah, there is none. That's why it just says my name and then microphone, and then they have this solo layout thing, but it doesn't give me an option other than I don't know if I have to take. I tried it earlier. It had me, and if I go off camera, look, eyes on the state.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Hey, Google user, wait, Google user. I don't want to let that fucking comment slide. Google user says Black Lives Matter is propaganda. Sponsored by the left and George Soros.
That's why the whole movement has died down, as Captain Awesome predicted. You know, it's because the opposing view that is the higher, powers that be create this counter narrative to silence the shit that threatens them. And whether it says Black Lives Matter or All Lives Matter, they're protesting against police brutality, and all you could think of is like, oh, but they broke the glass on my friend's business. Hey, we're going to fix that shit. But let's fix the bigger fucking problem first and stop worrying about your friends. I get it. A lot of people, they're on the verge of going out of business because of COVID, and then they want to come back, and then this happens. It's like, yeah, don't blame the people who are outraged and showing their outrage with these stupid acts. I don't agree with it. But I would never condone looting or rioting. But let's look at the real cause. This was caused by,
people are still.
I don't know how many years, hundreds of years. And it's not just against black people. There's poor white people that are being killed too. Poor Hispanic people that are being killed too. It's poor people.
I would agree, right? I would agree, Rice, that we chose the wrong word. I didn't choose it. Black Lives Matter. Only because it's too easy for them to key on and use to separate us like they did. But the point remains.
I still keep seeing people making a big deal on Facebook and stuff like that about how, oh, well, this white person got killed by police and nobody made a big deal about it. It's like, I think that the people who are out and notice what's going on with police misconduct and stuff like that, they're still infuriated about those things when they happen. But the unfortunate part is the media gets to decide how society reacts to things, because they're the ones that are pumping out all that information and steering it whichever way.
Yep,
that's partly true, but it's not the same when a white motherfucker dies and a black motherfucker dies. Even white motherfuckers saw him die and saw 400 years of oppression. They saw the most radical Malcolm X shit in the world when that shit happened. It's not just one or the other. It's definitely this is definitely different, and white motherfuckers know it. It's not the same if you die. It doesn't carry the baggage. If you get lynched, it doesn't carry the baggage. That black man with that white dude on his neck, every white motherfucker saw all that oppression, the 60s, the dogs, the water hoses. They saw what they hadn't been watching on YouTube this time. It never happens when a white motherfucker die.
Yeah, apparently I don't know what I'm talking about on my panel here. Google user says, because I said that, that white people are getting killed too, and Hispanic people are getting killed too. What's the? You could
Google,
say that. You could say that
those,
statement. You're free to say that statement, Google user, and we appreciate you being here and everything. But back it up. What do you? Give me a chance to defend myself. What is it that I have no idea about? What did I
wouldn't
say?
go that far, right? Google users one of those people you're talking about who wants to change the narrative by saying yes, but you broke a window. I wouldn't want to give that much time to Google user unless he made a real point or something.
No, it's right further. It's further. Shit. No, it's kind of deeper than that. A Google user is saying that it was a psyop. That I hope you don't think that.
Can we just remember what kind of stuff that Google users usually saying in the comments anyway, and just take it with a grain of salt?
Yeah. The guy wasn't acting. The guy really got killed. The guy got killed right in front of your eyes, man, and he was not acting because he's not a stellar actor from porn or whatever, the
and Google user, and your defense, Google user, and thank you for your comments. I mean that sincerely. And your defense, right? I think your weakest argument, because I've thought about it, is that he's in on it and he's alive on an island with $1 billion somewhere. That's not logical. If it was gonna happen,
if they don't quit making everybody a clone, man, that kind of stuff's getting ridiculous. Everybody's a clone now. You know what I mean?
Living forever as a clone, yes, that shit gets crazy too. But you would have to go with the white boy. They had overlapping shifts at the place. The white boy picked him out, and he agreed to the murder. You'd have to start there, and it's still fucking far fetched. So
So let me say,
again, we take criticism.
Here, may I? So Google users probably referring to a video that came out that I watched some of. And it was a gentleman talking about how the whole thing was a psyop and how he was talking about multiple people involved in the George Floyd incident being actors and being, I can't remember the word he used.
Crisis actors?
Yeah, crisis actors. And he probably watched that video and he probably got sucked into that, and now that's his truth. That's now.
I've seen same. That
is silly.
Or similar.
I'll tell you what.
I consider all, bro. These niggas are tricky. I consider all. That white boy that had his face masked up, they kicked this off by busting the windows at that auto zone, and they went after him. They say he turned out to be a cop and all that. I don't believe in coincidence. So I examine all. Even if it sounds crazy, I don't let that determine.
Right. Right. Let's entertain this theory for a second. Let's say, hey, this is a psyop. I was just talking about this with Wolfie Gladly yesterday. It's like, what if, Google watches where you go, when you go, but it's also learning through its artificial intelligence why you go to Target on Sundays, and it creates its own thing. And it's far smarter than us. Unless you're a super chess master and you can beat Big Blue in a chess match or in a game of Go, you don't know what Google is thinking. It's 10 steps ahead of all of us, and it could be giving us artificial stimuli to make us go out and audit, or to make us, go out and protest. It's like creating all this. So we're gonna like listen to that and entertain that theory. But to what end? To what end? Is it for the collapse of this government? What are the powers that be want to have happen? What I believe they want to have happen.
Why do you assume that they could retain power over fucking Google if it's that fucking smart? I would say that their shit would become irrelevant real fucking fast if that motherfucker's so smart to determine to manipulate me. And no, hey, Joe just went to jail. Now's a good time to play that nigga cop watch video because of the way he thinks. Oh, well, our leaders don't stand a chance either. Shit, I'm cold.
I'm gonna say the Ron Burgundy line. Scholars maintain, and what's up, Siddharth? Scholars maintain that the artificial intelligence has already gone way out of control. There's no turning back. We can't do anything to stop it at this point. So what if we're all here just because Google wants us to be here? What if we're all here talking because of that? What if we're
oh my goodness, that's scary, right?
Yeah,
that's scary, right?
But you know, I'm glad that this is the path that I'm on.
Let me
I'm not
ask
gonna
you, cats, then, fuck it. Since we over here, since we're on this topic, I might not get the chance again. I get the Sandy Hook. True or conspiracy? Let me start easy if we can go through this fast. 9/11, conspiracy or really happened?
I didn't make fun of
Sandy
you,
Hook, I'd
Google
like to hear
user.
that too.
We're being respectful to you, Google user. All right.
I was one that popped that up.
I'll tell you something. Let's not have delicate sensibilities in here either. Nobody's gonna be walking on eggshells, but nobody's being disrespectful
Right the
either.
fuck on, baby. Right the fuck on, baby. All right, go ahead. 9/11, conspiracy or no?
No.
Really happened. Who said that? GA? South
Me.
Florida?
I said that. Me.
Conspiracy,
no conspiracy
to
really
actually
happened.
occur, or conspiracy to hide the facts of the case. I
No,
believe there is
he's saying like fabricated by our own government to create
a false flag operation.
Yeah, to control the narrative of what they want to happen. Is that what you mean, Joe?
The only thing I wish you wouldn't characterize as our from our own government. Let's just say it was though planned by someone. Let's not say our government yet.
Well, it was planned by someone, of course. I mean, I guess I don't know. I guess
agreed, but I think I wouldn't say our government. I think the niggas who plan this are above our government. Blah blah blah. But I don't want to get sidetracked. I like what Wrights said. I think South Florida nailed the response. Yes, I'm talking about someone planned this. Both of you say no, it did not happen like that.
Oh, it was definitely planned, maybe by 17
No,
Saudis.
I don't mean,
you know, but
okay, that's what I mean. You, GA. Oh, I'm loving this shit. All right, I ain't even gotta ask you, GA. I get you. All right.
Well,
Sandy
hold on.
Hook.
Let me address this here.
My fucking man.
GA said, "Consider what I talk about in the past." What I mean by that is you comment a bunch of stuff and then you retract it, and nobody can even read what you commented anyway. You seem a bit paranoid. Is the only thing that I can answer that with. So I was just reminding the guys that, you know, to take it with a grain of salt. I didn't mean any disrespect by it, but you almost you pretty much seem like you didn't trust anybody from the get-go. So telling me that you don't trust me now because of some comment that I made a minute ago doesn't really mean much.
All right. Sandy Hook, has anyone even investigated that, or did we just throw it off as an obscure paranoid theory?
No, I won't comment that. I have friends from Connecticut who are watching this, and if I try to like cast any doubt on their loss, I would lose them as friends, and I would never want to do that. That shit happened.
All right.
Yeah, I guess I just got completely lost on what Joe Cool was asking. When I think the word
conspiracy,
right, Noli D.
I think that means like it was shaded. It was somebody was holding up, you know, putting up smoke to hide something. When I think
agree,
yeah. With this and every other major thing that's happened, of course we're not getting the real story. Of course they're lying to us. Of course Building 7 didn't fall down because of any planes.
I am saying I'm not saying what you're saying, right? I am saying what South Florida thinks I'm saying. I'm saying some uber wealthy motherfuckers have designed this and they're very good at it. I'm saying this COVID shit probably not an accident because they were too fucking well prepared. Sandy Hook, we'll leave that out just for your friends. We'll leave that one out. We won't even talk about that and bless them and their families. 9/11 I think all you have to do is take a look at those fucking steel girders that would cut on those near 45-degree angles perfectly sharp. Even one, the odds of that happening one time in nature are ridiculous. But to have multiples
and shape charges go like that, exactly. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. The fact that those were cut, I don't need to see anything else, and that they came in there at night and removed them. Why at night? Look, I don't need to hear nothing else.
All we get is a couple of still frames from the parking lot camera at the Pentagon is bullshit. I mean, that right there is like, how come we don't have, beautiful video of it? Like, Come on.
Yeah, in this technological age, we've only got like 5 pictures. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say this and roll with me. Let's say I found HD pictures of those girders and they're cut like that on an angle. Now what?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I've that's always you say it's been debunked. The 45-degree angle shape charge is critical. I don't know
It
about
don't
that
have
one.
to be at 45. That's bullshit to say on it has to be on the 45. That's
no.
fucking
I'm just
bullshit.
saying. I'm just saying, like, I think that's not been debunked. Is that's something that they haven't been able to explain away.
Shit. So what? Let's say we have that HD footage there at 45s or 40s for the people who say 45, blah, blah, as long as it's on that angle. All right, let me throw this in. A fireman going in saying, oh my God, the building's wired, it's going to explode. We got to get everybody out of here. Let's throw that in. And it went in over across the air. Let's say these two things occurred. Do you guys change your mind?
If those two things can be positively proven to have occurred, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Hey, Porter Farmer,
that's all I'm
welcome aboard, sir.
Yeah, PDF. What's up, buddy?
Listen, there's
hey,
a
major
lot,
people.
There's
go
a
ahead,
lot of
Captain.
holes. There's a lot of holes in that 9/11 story. That I mean, it's just one after another. You know, on that 45-degree angle thing, a lot of times they said that was the guys that were cutting the excess pieces off and removing them. So, you know, there's a lot of excuses on some of the stuff, but on some of the stuff, there's just no way to excuse it, and you won't hear a lot about it. Like, who here on the panel remembers the Floyd, the cab driver? Anybody remember his story, the cab driver on 9/11?
I don't.
Yeah, I'll be back, man. My phone blowing up. I'm sorry. I'll be back, man.
Go ahead, bro.
All right, Joe. We'll catch you later.
All right. Well, the story on the cab driver was he was driving on the freeway by the Pentagon, and one of the planes, or the plane that hit the Pentagon, flew so low, and it hit a telephone pole, and this telephone pole came through the guy's windshield. And it's just an incredible story, and when you look at the pictures of where his cab ended up and, the condition of his cab and all this other stuff, it's a really weird story that they used to help cement the fact that a plane hit the Pentagon. But on a couple of issues alone with the plane and the Pentagon, one is there was no backwash. Supposedly the jet was flying at full speed, okay, and it was 10 feet off the ground right when it passed over the interstate, but none of those cars were blown over. Nobody had any loss of hearing from these jet engines being wide open 10 feet above their head.
That would happen. Laws of physics still apply on that day. So,
right. I mean, it's just crazy.
So, I did see your comment there, critical. The Trump executive order today. It says executive order on safe policing for safe communities. Have you guys had a chance to review that?
I was starting to talk about it, and you know how things go. I had the article pulled up that I was reading about it, and all it says is that it's shaped by 3 key components: credentialing and certifying police departments, boosting information sharing to better track officers with excessive use of force complaints, and creating services for addressing mental health, drug addiction,
homelessness. Yeah, I saw that. That's section 4. Since the mid-20th century, America has witnessed a reduction in targeted mental health treatment. That's true. Ineffective policies. And that's what the Dallas police chief was saying, is like cops are sent out to deal with crazy people all the time. Yeah, you don't want to give the guy a gun and go tell him to deal with somebody who could like flip out and get violent on him, because that
especially
a lot
when
of people with mental issues end up getting killed when they get confronted by the police, bro.
Especially when it seems like the cops are mostly trained in how to use force, and that seems to be about the majority of it. You know, it's now that obviously there's not enough emphasis on de-escalation within the training, but they sure know how to show up and use all the tools on their belt. You know.
Yeah. We have a dangerous job. Yes, yeah, you do, and that's what you signed up for, and you have a lot of safety equipment to, you know, help you out with that. Yeah, it doesn't give you the right to just start killing people just because of your feelings, man. You gotta check your emotions.
People like us who want to see change and are eligible, you know, can meet all the criteria to get into those positions and help enact make some change from within, you know what I mean? And supposedly there are people that are, you know, already getting jobs, like, you know, within the government and police and stuff. You know, Peachy Ryder's video, when the guy was talking to the female cop and she took off her helmet and stuff like that, she tried to, you know, assure him that she was there because she's trying to be the change. But I mean, it's going to take some time for anybody to actually see the change occur or see the difference.
Yeah, good point, Bart Connolly. And to elaborate, I wasn't trying to say that the motive of the Islamic terrorists was anything that is a mystery. I was thinking if there are you know, powers in our government and other governments that helped this happen, what was their motive? You know, is it to justify an almost 20-year-long war that creates a lot of money for, you know, bullets and band-aids, weapons manufacturers and big pharma? Maybe that's a really good motive. But yes, I am aware that terrorists don't need any new motives, that they have a well-established one now. And what you just wrote right there, in Ireland, where there are still active terrorists, uniformed cops are unarmed. And one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter, by the way, Bart. You know, the Royal Ulster Constabulary was given the right to, since 1907, to go in and execute people. You know, and that happened. Edinburgh. Peanut, what happened? The psychiatrist for the Sandy Hook shooter is in jail for sexual assault of a patient. Oh my gosh. You guys still there?
I'm still here. You know, just reading through the comments about Google user seems to still be upset with me. I haven't got to look at whatever evidence he sent to one person in the group here. So
yeah, let's move on, Google user. So yeah, that's unfortunate, Peanut. It's something that, you know, like I said, got me into this. I want to be able to find those sick bastards who are hiding as police officers and lawyers and judges, trying to be able to continue their perverted, you know, rings that they have. And man, it's I don't think it's as prevalent as Grady Judd is saying, but it is out there, man. What's it say? I'm an Irish Republican. You don't have to educate me. Oh, okay. All right. I thought you were an Orange man. You know, they got the R for putting down a rebellion in 1847. Yep. Right on, Bart Connolly.
I really think they love in these stings when they get somebody that works for like Legoland or Disney.
Oh yeah, he mentioned that there was a Disney conspiracy there. Shocker. Hey, Hebrew Hammer, welcome. Why would you put that in my mouth? I'd never said that Black Lives Matter wants peace by committing crimes, and that's okay. You that's enough out of you. I'm not going to read your comments anymore. That's not what I said. That's not my theory. And I'm just saying that peace can be attained, but there's time for peace, and we need to find that time. But right now there's time for action, and action is being taken. Some people are taking it in a stupid way that I don't condone, but it's understandable. A collision was inevitable when people are being ignored. You give them a hard time about taking a knee, they're going to find another way to protest. Anyways, if you want to, be the voice to try to silence them and keep police brutality on the rise, then go ahead. But here, we all are against police brutality, no matter what Black Lives Matter says about the subject. We, in our own individual capacities, don't want police to kill people, regardless of the color of their skin.
Yeah, just because we share certain ideas of what one group, if we have certain things in common, that's just coincidence. Like we're not part of any specific movement, but we do, and we have been since we've been doing this, and probably before, have spoke out against government and police corruption, brutality, misconduct, all of that.
Yeah, we're not going to discredit or disparage or try to silence anyone else who is speaking the same thing just because, some major lamestream media told us to and put out, pictures of them burning things. When, you see on our channels, have you seen, like, from any of us, any violent stuff from our protests that we've covered? I mean, Wolfie Gladly, he was up there, and yeah, you could see cop cars that were burnt. But who left those cop cars out in the middle of the street, unlocked, and like susceptible? Hey, what's up, brother? Comment on public servants.
Hey, yeah, I really listen, man. I admire you guys.
I've seen your work lately, man. That was pretty good.
And Captain Awesome and Eyes on State got me into this. I'm 53 years old, so I just went and protest for the first time in my life. I live in Baltimore, and I tried to get the cops I said to myself, I took a megaphone because that's how boisterous I am. So I took a megaphone. I was asking the cops, do you guys think that 8 minutes 46 seconds is too long? If you do, put your hands up. Now, some of them cops put their hands up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you, I've seen. Am I still on here? And my Wi-Fi disconnect. Oh, okay. Queensland. All right. Yeah, a lot of cops have been taking advantage of their photo opportunities here, and I'm not saying they weren't all. That not one of them was sincere, but maybe one of them was. I know people who don't like the cops they work with, that would like it to be a better place, but they are just like, oh, but I'm still going to make an excuse for this guy, blah, blah. And that's why it keeps happening. They can't stand up. And I always say, oh, the Serpico thing, and that's like the excuse. But I'm making excuses. It's like, you want to be a cop and stand up for what's right? Stand up for what's right. Stop being, if they're going to let you bleed out, hey, be the next Serpico, and we will do a story on you. It's time for them to start policing themselves for real.
Did you watch the Bo the Fifth Column video where he was talking about police effectiveness?
No.
I've watched.
Yeah, that's a good watch too. You know, they don't get the desired result most of the time when they operate.
You got a bike, Captain?
No, I'm out here at whatever the
Tybee Island.
There you go, Tybee Island. I'm at the police department now. I don't see much going on. You know, it's a little island community. I had a cop just speed by me. I don't know if he's coming back though. We'll see, I guess. But just out here checking it out. I think tonight I'm gonna spend my night driving the multiple police officers in the area and seeing what I could see. Yep, there he goes right there. Coming back in, maybe.
You got a moonbeam on your forehead, or is that just a light in the background?
No, it's a light on my hat.
Yes, education is the key, M-Star. I'm glad you said that. Fund our teachers, not the police. And defunding the police does not mean getting rid of police. Like, if you think that that's what that means, just leave right now, because that's not what it means. Don't leave,
yes,
actually.
I'm tired of people asking me all the time, but you need police, Corey. Well, I get that. I never said once that we don't need police.
Right. Yeah, and if we... Hey, what's up?
Are you going to the Trump thing in Jacksonville?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. But we maintain operational security here. We don't let anybody know what we're going to do ahead of time.
No, come on now. That's gonna be the biggest thing that's happened in Florida in a long time, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there right there with you, bro.
I've got a question back to what we were talking about.
One other thing I wanted to say. Well, I had one couple things, but the Trump thing he signed today really does nothing to help change anything.
Yeah, no, shocker.
I mean, it absolutely does nothing.
Federal funding for anything. It's just like them trying to map out. They hadn't talked about any funding for it from what I read.
And the word they used is actually a word. I looked it up in the dictionary. What'd they call it? Huh? Incentivized? Wait a minute. I can't even say it.
Yeah, incentivized.
Yeah, that's actually a real word. That's the first time I'd ever seen it. But
yeah.
I haven't come up with this word.
They do a lot of incentivized, like witnesses with, people in cases and stuff like that.
We just used that word the other day when we were talking about child support and how they're incentivized to remove children from their family. Child protective services, I mean.
I thought they called them paid informants.
Yeah.
Incentivized. Paid informant. Otherwise known as a snitch.
Or a rat.
Yeah.
But what you were talking about before when you were discussing cops policing themselves effectively, and also I guess it's a rhetorical question that I've always wondered how many people get into law enforcement specifically to clean up law enforcement. Like, does that make sense? Like, they go through the academy. Because honestly,
I'm going to change this from within. What? No. There's actually a guy in Savannah, Georgia, right now. His name's Patrick Skinner.
Really?
Yeah, and then he left the CIA because he saw what was happening in the police force, and he joined the police force to try to change it from within. So there's one guy.
There's one guy.
Guy.
That's the first real person outside of Hollywood. He's the first real person that I've heard of doing that. And
yeah, look for him. His name's Patrick Skinner.
I have that video queued up if you want me to play it.
No, it's a 5-minute long interview that he did. I don't know. Does anybody type one if you want to hear that?
How about a small portion?
Sure.
I'm easy either way. I'm happy to go look it up. myself after, or you can play it now?
You gonna be here for a couple minutes?
Yes, sir. Yep.
All right, I'm gonna pop off for just a sec.
All right, my friend. So there's nothing in the chat, so no ones. So that means nobody wants to see it.
Nobody wants to hear that.
Well, there's a yes. I guess that was a 1.
All right, type 1 if you want to hear this cop who actually wants to change things. Or type 2 if you think it's just going to be cops explaining bullshit.
Well, that's not fair. I'm gonna type it too. I haven't listened to it myself.
Yeah.
Critical Z too.
There's a high probability it's cops explaining bullshit.
There's a bunch of twos.
What a guess.
All right, okay. All right, but look it up and be judge for yourself, guys. The Patrick Skinner.
Well, you kind of sold it in a negative way, writes Crispy. Let's be honest.
I know you want to play a little clip. This is our show.
No, I don't care. I don't care. I just
let's play a little clip just so you could hear his idea. It's about neighborhood policing.
All right,
should be right at the beginning.
We're gonna ignore your elicited response.
Yes. I'm dictator right now. It's a dictatorship.
This is a dictatorship, right? Crispy? We'll be the taters. You be the
yeah.
He took a vote. His vote won.
Patrick Skinner was CIA.
Let's
see. Did you put the sound on it?
Sorry, I was just.
Do you remember the sound?
Oh shit! No, I didn't. Of course I didn't. I always forget to click that stupid button again because there's a little
HPR is on the fence.
Doesn't matter anymore. You guys can stop voting. We're watching on small clip.
Watching it. We're on overtime.
Let's see, blow that up. All right, can y'all hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Terrorism offense. Have any theories? Operating officer. Is a former FBI special agent, now chief operating officer.
Oh, that's not what I meant to do.
Now we don't.
Some other news now that raises a question. Did Osama bin Laden predict the fall of ISIS? In newly declassified letters, bin Laden warned his followers not to establish an Islamic State too soon. He believed it would prove impossible to defend. American intelligence officials are hoping that on this one point at least, bin Laden will be proven right. NPR's Mary Louise Kelly reports.
When Navy SEALs swooped into bin Laden's hideout in Abbottabad 5 years ago, they emerged not only with the body of the Al-Qaeda leader, but with
I guess this is when he was commenting because he was still in the CIA, maybe.
113 of those documents were made.
Yeah, this is from the one I'm talking about was from like a week or two ago. Anyways, yeah, I guess you guys got your way. We're not going to listen to that.
What I was saying before is,
tattooed cupcake.
is it's really good that we are actually having this conversation about community policing, because it's something that I've experienced firsthand back where I used to live a little bit. And then I've taken what I've learned, going back, 3 years ago now. And I'm starting very early stages to basically just make people in my local area aware of what I do, not necessarily door knocking or anything like that, but just, trying to get a little bit of the word out specifically regarding, because the way I'm doing it personally is I'm going out and I'm asking people how they feel about the police. Now, I live in one of the lowest socioeconomic areas in the country, let alone in the state now. I live in this area. And, so notoriously there's a lot of crime, et cetera, and there's a heavy police presence. Like, I have police going past the top of my street on their patrol route. I couldn't even tell you how many times a day. But I'm wanting to use that as an opening to see how they feel about it, and then, you know, once they feel comfortable talking about how they feel, you know, I'm going to kind of, you know, then segue into discussing how do you feel about the idea of community policing, or, you know, a notch up from community watching, if that makes sense. So you got community watch, but what I'm talking about to them, and what we're talking about now, it's a little bit more than that.
It's having
not like
a cop
we're going
who
out
actually
there.
lives there.
Yeah, and it's not like going out. It's not like going out there and, you know, doing it ourselves necessarily, like, you know, the actual law enforcement. But it's about how do I put it? For me, it might be a bit different to what you guys are talking about, but for me, it's about actually proactive and also responsive, you know, community-based policing.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah. When a cop knows the neighborhood, he knows Jimmy is not right in the head, and he knows not to shoot Jimmy, and he knows that Jimmy might come after him. He needs to control him, and it's not a surprise of somebody he doesn't know and doesn't. Oh, the guy's going for my gun. Let me kill him real quick. You know Jimmy.
Yeah, it's, as I said, it's a bit different to what you guys are talking about, but it's still, you know, it's still along the same line. Whereas I'm talking about citizens, you, me, everyone else here, I hope. No, kidding. Everyone else here, as citizens, policing our neighborhood. So what I'm saying is, I'm not talking about vigilantism, just to be clear. I'm just talking about basically having an avenue for people in the community to go to other than police. So if there's, say, someone comes knocking on the door and threatens someone's life, or threatens someone in some way, or steals a dog, or whatever it may be, where there's not actually violence committed or anything like that, at least giving people the opportunity to, because they might not want to go to the police, but they may have someone to turn to also. And my partner, I think, is very much in agreement with this point, at least, is having somewhat of a community watch-based safe house. So having a room open to, you know, people, for example, and I'm just giving an example. I know it's going to, you know, be a bit of a touchy subject, but domestic violence. We've got an extremely bad domestic violence issue here in Australia. It's notorious. Yeah. And for me, having somewhere where if a woman with or without children feels uncomfortable or feels scared of going to the police for whatever reason, then, you know, it's a second option. It may not ever work. No one might ever take the opportunity, but at least people will hopefully know eventually that there are these other opportunities out there. Now, this is going to piss a lot of people off, like police and local government, because you're effectively, deliberately or not, you're taking away the power that they hold to an extent. But you're taking away one, you know, bit of their power, which is that instead of us relying on them, the government, and in this case law enforcement, we're relying on ourselves and each other. And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's one step up from neighborhood watch, right? That's kind of how it is in the hood sometimes, when, you know, they don't want the police involved in shit, so they pretty much take care of stuff themselves. And I've witnessed it many times. Little kids get their bike stolen by the crackhead. They'll throw bottles at him until he drops their bike. They don't call the cops. There's always bottles lying around in the hood. You said you live in the hood where you are in Queensland. What is that, right in Brisbane?
No, it's in Logan. So it's a Toowoomba. No, it's Logan. So you know these places. I have spent time in Toowoomba, but no, this is Logan. So Logan is within Australia. Logan is known nationally, pretty notoriously, for what we call bogans. You might call rednecks.
No, I know bogans are they've got the mullets with the tank top, and Oh, I love bogans. They're fun YouTube stuff.
They are, both in mainstream media circles and outside of mainstream media, you get some pretty good content from bogans, that's for sure. And
yeah,
my
like Trailer
is
Park Boys isn't that a Canadian show that is basically a bunch of bogans?
Yeah. Well, you were also talking of something just earlier about perception, I think it was, and I was thinking, when I moved to Queensland, I moved here from somewhere where they don't speak like I do. I moved from Adelaide, South Australia, where it's known nationally again as basically everyone thinks that people from Adelaide in particular think we're better than everyone else, right? Because we're the only state that was never a colony, a penal colony. There was no convicts. We were free settlers, blah, 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 blah. But
are there a lot of Aborigines or Samoans or Fijians or Maori people in there, or is it mostly white in Adelaide?
Where in Adelaide? There's obviously a lot of Indigenous Aboriginal people. That's a given. That's nationwide. But in terms of Islanders and Kiwis, Maoris, and that sort of thing, yes, but not as much as on the East Coast. So Brisbane, Sydney, and Melbourne is probably the biggest population. And actually, Perth in Western Australia, I think, has probably a higher Polynesian, Samoan, Tongan kind of, ethnicity than what Adelaide does. But that's an opinion based on nothing more than that. But in this area, it's a really interesting mix. And when I moved here, I'd heard all the stories about Logan. And I was thinking, oh, God, what am I getting myself into? Because I didn't originally move here when I moved to Queensland. I lived in the Lockyer Valley, near Toowoomba, actually, near the Air Force Base. And I lived there until November last year. And I was working with horses. I moved up to Queensland to work with horses. And I then, had to move down because of personal reasons, had to move back to the suburbs. And so that's why I'm here. And I heard the stories, and I give my partner grief for, jokingly tease her about being a bogan and, and all that. But quite frankly, apart from maybe 1 or 2 incidents since November, I have had just really great interactions. They're a lot more friendlier. Like, people will say hello to you from their balcony down the street, when you're walking past with a dog. And just in general, people are a lot more personable, I suppose. And I think part of it is because they have to be self-reliant. They have to have those community-based relationships because they're not going to rely on the police. Because the police don't come unless they've got, someone known to them who's calling them. I'm not saying like a stick or anything, but just someone who might be, a family member of the police or something like that. Other than that, they patrol the area, but they will not get involved in domestic violence. They will, situations or violence. And when I say domestic violence, I mean anything from spousal abuse to, shared accommodation, brawls and that sort of thing. They just won't show up. And so there is a vacuum here already. That's what I'm saying. There was already a vacuum before I got here.
Yeah. So in Adelaide, is that where Chopper was from? And did the Chopper guy die? Did he just die?
No, well, actually, that's a good question. I don't know if he died.
I don't think he died
last time I checked. Oh, really? Well, no, he's from Hobart, Tasmania.
Oh, okay. All right. That guy was awesome.
Which just for a fun fact, is also recognised as the incest capital of the country.
Gosh.
Hey, what?
That's where the bogans, that's the nucleus.
That's where the bogans are.
No. The bogans are in Queensland. The bogans are in Queensland and New South Wales. The incest people from Tasmania. That's apparently the difference.
Okay.
Don't correct
What were you
me,
going to say,
'cause I
GA?
have no idea.
Carry on. I'll do what I want.
Did you guys see that
yeah,
Hebrew Hammer jumped on? What's up, Hebrew Hammer?
No, I didn't see what he
I
did.
did not say that.
How's it going? Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Oh, what's up,
hey,
man?
bro.
Great to
Roger
meet you.
that. How's everybody doing tonight?
Shalom.
You know,
Oh, what happened?
Is that distortion on his end, or
it is,
I
and
guess
it
it's
was
on
a
here.
problem last time. He's out in the sticks, so it's just really bad reception where he is. I was really excited because we finally get to hear from him, but
yeah, Hebrew Hammer definitely had technical issues last time when he was trying to get in here.
Yeah. Hey, so Tyrant Slayer Studios is running for sheriff in his county, and he was inspired by James McClinnis, his show that we had last week. So he's using that platform as a template. That's pretty awesome. So good luck.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna. What I was wanting to do was go through some of these Facebook comments on the post for that Guardians of Innocence, just to kind of give you a to take the temp on with the people in these Facebook pages, what they think and the types of stuff that they say that the sheriff's office will allow to stay on there, but when people try to expose them on or call them on their bullshit, then they want to hide the comments and stuff. So I've already seen one that said public hanging should come back. Thanks for
I see that.
And your whole department. There was one
public
person.
Hangings did come back. There have been about 5 recently. One in LA this morning that they let him hang for a while before they actually got police tape around. But go on.
There was another one that said that he can't help him catch them, but he can help dispose of them.
Jump on, Wolfie.
Yeah, what's up, Wolfie? Jump on. I'll kick myself out. Come on in, buddy. That's what I've been doing is kicking myself out.
Yeah, I don't see him down there yet. Are you controlling that news now?
Yeah, I've been kicking myself out and letting people up, so that's fine.
Well, I saw you were jumping out if you had to like step away or something like that too. So
yeah, buddy.
We lost Hebrew Hammer.
You keep doing. I didn't do that. I swear. You keep doing.
I haven't done anything with him either. There's, people just talking about wanting to see them killed, basically. And you gotta figure too. There's no due process yet. This is just an arrest off of alleged, evidence that they have.
And that's the thing, man. It's like we just had 67 people arrested in the Tampa for the protests, and I think it was the mayor or somebody had to do a press conference, like saying, sorry about that."
Off with no charges.
Yep. 67 people arrested for no reason. Hey, Space Coast Surveyor.
What about the next one?
I'd love to plug my channel, but my wife is sleeping and I can't get on stream. Space Coast Surveyor, everybody. There are 48 people watching right now. Let's show Space Coast Surveyor some love. I really love the Space Coast out there. Their area code is 321. And I think it's really cool that their area code is 321.
It's pretty funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wait, I don't get it.
They used to have a phone with a 321 area code.
Oh.
So I was just going to say though, hey y'all, what happens next week when they do it again? The police. What happens? Does anybody believe there's not going to be another killing next week or tomorrow?
Oh no, it's happening right now, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So how is anything going to change as far as a president signing a paper or Colorado saying they're not allowed to do this or allowed to do that? That's not going to change anything because in actuality, they're not supposed to be doing it already.
Right.
Correct.
Yep.
Now it's going to be up to people like us and hopefully more people will realize the importance of doing public records requests and going in and asking these questions and stuff like that. I've been wanting to just like compile all the questions that I've had from the time I started doing this and just go ask to speak to every public information officer and see if they're going to be the ones that are going to be willing to answer questions, since nobody else wants to, you know.
Yeah, but we don't get nothing back. We filed for so much stuff. My Eye on You files for all kinds of stuff. He's never got any information back, ever.
Yeah.
They just won't give it to us up here in North Florida. I don't care what we file for. If we file from something from the county building or just public records or from the police, we never get any answers back, ever.
And there's a lot.
We get some
get
stuff.
too.
They give us whatever they feel like giving us, and it's not what we're asking for. And what we're asking for is nothing that they shouldn't be giving us.
Right.
And it's not just one agency; it's several agencies. And I just saw. I don't know if you guys know the Andre Shouldn't Drink channel. He's interviewed a whole bunch of different people that have channels and different channels, and he actually was held at gunpoint outside of his house, and he put in a complaint last June, and he just remembered about it, and he's following up on it, and they're like, we brushed that under the rug, but since you're calling again. What's up, Wolfie? Mute your shit.
Wolfie, you gotta tighten up, bro. When you want to talk, raise your hand. When you want to talk, raise your hand.
All right. So yeah, the I lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
Yeah, just for the record, while he's thinking, Wolfie, I am not the one that muted you for once.
Motherfuckers.
You're still echoing like a mug, though.
My shit is so down.
What are you eating, Wolfie?
Tacos.
That's pretty bad, Hebrew. You got to sue somebody.
Wait, what happened? I can't hear you guys now. That's how far I went down.
Right, exactly. And they know that that's your only remedy is to mute your shit.
And I'm muting this time.
Mute me.
So the only remedy is for us to sue them for the public records. There's nothing more we could sue for, and they know that. They're like, oh, okay, now that you forced us, here you go.
I mean, even just a letter of intent might be worth a shot, you know. So PDF. No. So what happened? Oh, Corey. I think we're both trying to let him in. Both me and Corey were trying to let him in, so I was kicking him out. Sorry about that, Corey. But anyway, PDF, even just a 5-day letter to a letter of intent to sue, that might help you. That might be enough.
Oh, we're going to try other things. We haven't given up yet because we're trying to do these stories around here, and that's why they're blocking the information, because if we can get the information that we need and put it together with a lot of the information we've already obtained, it proves what we're saying, you know, and they don't want that proof to be exposed, so to speak.
Yeah, let me check my Bolt Action News Group email. I hardly ever check that. So anybody watching, like Save the Humans, you send me a lot of messages on there. I'm going to give you a call so you can have my phone number, because I hardly ever check this email. But
hey, they talk about running for sheriff.
I'll show you guys.
These sheriffs up here have been in office for 70 years, the same family, the grandfather, the father, and the son, and probably the next son, the grandson will be president next.
Nepotism.
I mean, most of these little towns up here.
I can make a comment. I'd like to.
Yes, please.
Is it better?
What's up, cops?
Yeah, that's better, Wolfie. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was turning it down and it wouldn't fucking turn down. If I had my phone that they stole from me, the cops did, then I probably would work better.
Yeah, I know you have some very valuable evidence on that phone, as we could see from their video, the conspiracy. But go ahead, cops.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that. First of all, I wanted to comment on all this conspiracy stuff. Man, if it's true, then I'm scared to death. You know what I mean? I'd rather not think.
What happened?
He froze again.
Sorry, man.
Damn government.
I'm trying to get it. I went to a different spot in my house, and I was looking better at Wi-Fi, but now it's not working out for me.
Gotta walk 2 steps to the right and 3 steps forward.
Then put your left foot in and shake it all about.
Then you gotta pour the hot sauce in the taco.
Signal.
All right, so keep going, cops. No, he's froze. Out again.
Look at this. Look at this, guys. So you see what I'm dealing with. I asked for the link to hold on. For the body cams in Tallahassee. That's what I get back.
What they say?
Download link is expired. That's the second time they sent me an expired download link.
Wow.
Here's this guy too. Let me show you guys.
And then they said that's
this stupid
right.
idiot. Please be sure to tell your partner in crime. And it's Rogue Nation's
Crispy. Wait,
Rogue Nation's name and date of birth. That Rogue Nation said in his most recent Alabama video, like this guy's like, I'm gonna be sharing all his details. Oh, you mean the details he just shared on his own video? You fucking haters, man. These people are so stupid.
Yeah, I fought for 2.5 months to get my public records, and they still redacted a whole bunch of it.
David Boren is live in Rockwell. That's never going to end well. He just went live now. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's standing on the footpath, and there's 6 cop cars with light cherries and berries right in front of him. So God knows what's going on with the driver in that car.
Shit.
But anyway, hey Wolfie, David Boren.
Okay.
Yeah, but in terms of body cam footage and public records requests, obviously it's different. It's called different things here in Australia and different state to state as well. But it's essentially the same thing. But I just spent probably half the day, most of the day on Monday, my time, actually just doing exactly that, just on the phone, trying to actually find out what is the correct procedures and whatnot for a specific private company that's got a contract with the state government, to make sure that, and I just got the usual like run around, go talk to these people, then I talk to those people and they say, no, go talk to them, and then I go back and then I go forward, and it's the same bullshit. But at the end of the day, you just got to keep persevering. It's literally all we do have is perseverance. And I was curious, what's the monetary figure like for you guys? I mean, does anyone have a particular high monetary or a monetary figure that they think is expensive when it comes to paying for public records?
Well, anything more than the media on which it was printed on is too much. It should just be the cost of an individual CD, not a pack of CDs if it's coming on a CD. So I had the people in Georgia contact their attorney, the city attorney, and the city attorney says, what does he want us to do? Get the receipt from Office Depot and calculate, what it costs for one out of how many, the pack of 50? Yes, that's precisely what you're supposed to do. That's exactly what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
They want to charge everybody for, if they have to go and spend time redacting it, if it takes longer than, half an hour, then they want to charge the hourly rate. It's supposed to be the cheapest hourly rate of the person that works in that division.
And it's so messed up how schizo Florida is, because every city, every state, every county is different. Every agency is different. They'll like here where I live in Largo, they give you everything for free, everything you ask for, except what they don't want you to see. They'll delete that shit or act like the camera broke. But you don't have to pay for anything, and you get a metric shit ton of stuff, and they don't charge you. But you go and you ask for just a roster from Pinellas, and they want to charge you, and it's not really that much. I think it's like $20 or something like that. But the roster is just send me a PDF. You don't have to charge me for that.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Exactly.
See,
all right. Well,
on New Jersey public records request, it asks you what is the maximum cost you're willing to pay, and if you don't fill in that field, you know how it says you didn't fill in a required field.
Yeah.
So you have to fill it in. You can't put 0.
Mm.
And it's like, yo, you decide that. I'm not gonna do all your job for you, bro. Like, why do I have to say like $5 or $10 or $20 or $15 or?
I put $1 every time.
I can't buy it and sell it.
Right. Well, I got mine for free, but I had to fight for 2.5 months for it. It better be free.
Yeah, exactly. But okay, so I win. So the situation here in specifically Queensland, Australia, so as I said, it's different state to state, is they have got the most backward, confusing, and expensive system for public records I've ever encountered, both personally or ever seen elsewhere. So let's start with the cost. It's $58.
Nope. We win. We have $1,000.
$58.
Wow.
Hold on.
They want to charge us $1,000.
Okay, you win. Fine. but
this is the GA
dollars.
One of the first few that I did was like between $300 and $400 they wanted for per request. I was trying to get emails from the city that like with my name as a reference point, my channel name as a reference point. They just, that's what they do when they don't want to give you something or they're trying. And I think that News in South Florida was right. Yeah, your best bet before actually taking any civil action against them is to give them a notice of intent and see if that gets it. If not, then the only other thing that you can do is take civil action, because that's the only option they leave you for redress in most cases. You know what I mean? Internal affairs doesn't work. It has to be something real egregious for internal affairs to find, to sustain a complaint.
Yeah. So go ahead. What were you saying, Queensland? How much they were going to charge you? $50 for?
Yeah, so it's $50 per request. If it's an RTI, but here's the thing: is it's standard, so it's every single time, right? It's every single time you do an RTI, which stands for Right to Information. Now, in other states, for example, South Australia, where I'm from, you've got FOIA still. You still got FOIA. And it's just one, right? This is why I'm saying this is how complicated and backwards it is in the state of Queensland, you've got RTI, and then alongside RTI, you've got IP, which is basically the difference is if you submit an IP records request, public records request, it's to do with you specifically, right? If you submit an RTI, that's what you've got to pay for. An IP is free. Right. But an RTI, you've got it can be about you, but it's also like if you want the name of a government employee or something, right? And the majority of the time, you don't even get anything anyway. So what you're talking about with notice of intent is really what is crucial, is because it's either notice of intent or you get a solicitor or a lawyer for Americans.
Right.
It's the same thing. You get a solicitor to draw it up, but then you're paying for that. I spent like $280, with my criminal defense solicitor to get some pretty basic advice, but it was good advice and I used it. But you don't want to spend $280 or however much on a solicitor of whatever description just every single time you want to do a records request so that it gets done right and then that it gets taken seriously. So you could do it 100% accurate, right? You could nail the request and everything is sweet. Doesn't mean it's going to work because they've got to have incentive. They've got to have the incentive to act.
But the charge of an arm and a leg seems like it's they're doing that to make you not feel like it's worth it.
You want to see something infuriating? Go to Andre Shouldn't Drink. He usually does a podcast, I guess, interviewing us, First Amendment auditors, citizen journalists, whatever. But he was held at gunpoint, and the cop-splaining bullshit that they gave him, and I'm quoting News Now South Florida, cop-splaining bullshit.
Did you talk about this already earlier?
Yeah, we did. I didn't get to finish. I'm sorry.
Oh, I just heard News Now South Florida trying to say something.
I was going to ask Queensland Cop Watch that here in the States we can do anonymous public records requests. Are you not able to do that in Queensland, in your state, in Australia?
He was talking about, it depends on whether it's about you or not, on how they charge you. So obviously you have to identify yourself. But to answer your question, you would have to identify yourself
I got you right.
Say
So
whether
let's
it's
let him
yours
answer.
or not.
Let's let him see what he has to say. So my point is exactly that. Can you make an anonymous request and it's not their business who you are or who you aren't?
You can, but there's a couple of different issues. One is it won't get taken seriously, but it doesn't get taken seriously either way. The other issue is there's a payment fee waiver. So you got $50, right? That's the standard. But on top of the $50, then you've got cost for the personnel, right? So the $50 goes to the government just for the records request. Then you've got costs for personnel who do the request, for however many people it takes. Then you've got cost for the material, so whether it's CD or whatever it may be. All right, so you're looking at over $100 per request, unless you notify them that you are. Give me 2 seconds. Let me think of it. That you are basically not able to afford it. Like you're living on
indigent or something.
Yeah, essentially, right? So, you waive that, you do the waiving of that, and you tick the box and whatever. But in order to do that, they want you to prove your identification, because in order to get that fee waived, and this goes back to what Wolfie was just saying, and when I agreed, is you've got a government healthcare card, right? You get a healthcare card, and it can be like a senior's, like an elderly disability card. It can be a general disability card, or it could just be a standard healthcare card, because obviously we have universal healthcare here in Australia. Now, you've got to show that card. You've also got to show your ID, but you don't have to get it photocopied or anything. People think in Queensland, people who do this that don't understand the actual laws and the act, they think you've got to hand over your ID and get a copy of it. You don't. All you have to do is what is called a citing. So you hold your ID up and you let them, with their own eyes, see the ID. Yeah. Now, that in itself, in my opinion, is way too much to ask of a citizen. So to answer your question, not really. No, you can't really do an anonymous records request. I have tried multiple times when I immediately moved to Queensland, but not long after.
That's the wrong one.
It just doesn't work.
Hey, it sounds like in New Jersey, check this out. All right. There's it's called the OPRA Act, the Open Public Records Act. It's like the Sunshine Law in Florida or whatever they call it in different states, right? Now, we have a website. It's a third-party website. It's called Oprah Machine. And plenty of people have gotten their public records request through Oprah Machine, which is OPRA, Open Public Records Act. Now, I have a friend, Joe Kaiser, who used it for him and his son skateboarding down a road where I'm sure people saw it on Police Activity Report, where they got harassed for riding their skateboards at night. They didn't go to the park yet, but they said it's park property, blah, 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 bullshit, right? He got his through there. But when I went to go get my state The one that I just put up a couple days ago, like in the very beginning, 2.5 months ago, when I went through Oprah Machine first. Oprah Machine told me, we're having trouble with the state police. They're not honoring us. So I was like, all right, let me do it anyway so I can get it on record and I can send all this shit over to my lawyers in the long run at the end. So I
Google
built this
user
case against them. Huh?
Google user, go to Australia. They have some very powerful telescopes out there, and tell them to point at the landing site where we left a bunch of shit on the moon, and you could see that NASA is real.
So like I said, like I went to do a public records request with the state police in New Jersey. Oprah Machine has a thing posted saying state police is not cooperating with us. So I was like, cool, let me just do it so I can see what they say to me. And they denied me. They said I have to go through the website link of the actual open public records request. And in that link, I have required fields, which is my name, my address, and all that, which I was already arrested. So I didn't give a fuck. I want them to know who it was that's requesting it. It's me, Woofy. You know what I'm saying? But still, it's not right. And if they're doing it to everybody now, Oprah Machine, when you get your open public records, everybody in that logs onto Oprah Machine can view your public records when they give them to you, which is cool. Like you can see other people's body cam footages, and you can see this and that. But
that's what I was trying to say about this guy. He was brought into the police station to review the footage. And this is what I never got to finish. And they had him review it, but they told him that he couldn't record it because it's an ongoing investigation that they had closed a month after he put it in last year, and it was just under review through the proper channels. But now it's an ongoing investigation again, and he can't take it home, and he can't request it, even though it has to do with him, his own incident where they held guns on him. And while they were reviewing it with him, he was saying, "You see, so you guys determined that this," and they're like, "Oh, that's what you want to complain about? Oh, then we're gonna have to open up the investigation again." And it's just like creating bullshit red tape for him. He has a right to see that, whether the investigation is going on or not. He can conduct his own investigation about his own incident. I understand if it was somebody else, like if Wolfie got arrested and I'm trying to get his records, that's Wolfie's fight and battle. But if you're a person, if you're a party in that battle, there's a law called disclosure. And whether or not it's a crime that's going before the court, you still, under our Public Records Act, I don't know what it is like in Virginia for him, but you are allowed to see your own stuff. You usually have to get an attorney here to put in a subpoena for evidence, but that's what happened, and they're playing games, even for his own record.
Games. They play games, dude. It's too much, and then if you catch enough of it in emails and black and white and shit, then it works for you in the long run. You can say, "Look, man, you guys totally violated me from the very beginning." That's what they did to me. I mean, even Oprah Machine was like, "We're having trouble getting records from the New Jersey State Police." And pretty much what they're saying is that, in so many words, is they're just fucking tyrannical and they won't abide by the law of the state. And that's what happened to me. I tested it out, and they said, nope, you have to go through this proper channel. And we don't do third-party public records requests, which is illegal in my state under the Public Records Act. So that's where I started with this whole 2.5 month fight for public records. And then I said, no problem. I went as soon as they sent me the email, I was like, I'll go through their little fucking games and shit. But it's all, there's a history of it on my computer, my email.
Okay, let's talk about third-party records requests just for 2 seconds. So the other week, and only one person who is out cop watching at the moment in Florida knows about this so far. Other people knew about it on the day, but I've only updated one person, I should say. But what I will say is this. I had an interaction with what is called CSOs, and believe me, they are customer service officers, which is what it stands for. They are essentially ticket enforcement on public transport here in Queensland, which is a new thing for me, is because I have not come from a state where this really exists. Sometimes on trains, yes, but not on buses. And and on Monday, part of my phone calls were to this private company, but that has a state contract with the government. Sorry, has a contract with the state government, and they get paid money. And these employees, these CSOs, work under the umbrella of, in this case, Bus Queensland, which is the company, obviously, but they are acting under the colour of law for the state of Queensland as well.
We have the same
what they
here.
do is they come,
I believe.
So they come onto the bus. Go on, sorry.
We call them community service officers here too. I don't think they're sworn officers, but they do handle, like you're saying, like
traffic accidents. Sometimes
traffic accidents. Yeah, you'll see the guys without the guns out on the traffic scene.
But a lot of them are senior citizens who have retired, and they lick boots their whole life, and they want to do it some more.
They're extra eyes for the cops. They radio to cops, hey, some bullshit's happening that I can't take care of, but you can, and I see it, so come here.
That's exactly what happened the other day with me.
Mm-hmm.
So they come onto the bus, and they literally go from front to back, and they get this machine out, and they have everyone scan the Go card, which is the bus card. So it's got a barcode on it. Each card has got an ID number and a barcode. And you tap the card basically on their machine. Now, most people, and I said this to them repeatedly, most people don't have an issue with that. But I'm not most people. And so when he came to me, there was 3 of them that got on the bus. And when he came to me and asked me, I politely said no. And he said, okay, well, you'll have to get off the bus. And I said, that's not a problem. So I got off the bus, left my partner on the bus to go to her appointment, and I just sat at the bus stop that I got off at, waited for 20 minutes for the same bus, like, the next bus, to take me to the same place. And they happened to just miraculously get on that bus. So they kicked me off the bus, except they don't like it when you call them kicked off. And then I got on the next bus, and then they got on 3 stops after I got on that bus. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They're just following you around everywhere, huh?
And they went through the same process, and I wouldn't tap. I wouldn't even show my card or anything. But essentially, I won't go through the full story because that will take like 40 minutes. But essentially what I'm saying is, when I went to make the phone calls, these people, and you guys know this, these people, the government employees and the contracted private company employees, they just don't understand that they are publicly liable, and they have to have the records themselves because they receive money from the government. But they just don't get that comes with the responsibilities. And I spoke to this lovely old elderly lady, probably mid-50s maybe, and she was really nice and everything. And she was like, I understand what you're saying. I've just never experienced this. And I get that line all the time. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're doing, but I've never experienced this. I don't know what to do. Now, I've got no issue with that if they're being honest about it. But where's the education for these people? It's not my bloody job to go and educate them. It's not your job to go and educate them. They need to be getting this education before this kind of bullshit happens. Sorry, go on.
No, I've had to do that. I've had to do that in rant over. I've had to do that when we were in when we went down south with that public works employee. She just thought she was, we were taking pictures of her, so she was just going to take pictures of us. And I don't know if before that day she realized that her cell phone, when used at work, becomes a public record. You know what I mean? I just saw a video recently too where I can't recall who exactly it was, but somebody was public employee walks in and talks about, you can't film me without my permission, but then proceeds to turn on her phone camera and start filming.
Okay, I want to say something. I know we are running a little over 2 hours now, but this is a hodgepodge panel night. Tuesdays, like, we talk about all kinds of stuff. Let's clarify one thing. This is important to me. Hold on.
Hodgepodge, like
that is not a pretty woman. That is an ugly man. So many people have commented about, oh, she can handcuff me.
That's a guy?
That's a very manly woman. And I don't have anything, but if she owns it, I'd support her. She doesn't own it. She's trying to be, I don't know what she's trying to be.
I could bring her back.
No, dude. Look at that. You can't.
Wolfie can bring her back.
You say, give me the controller. She's going to be like, you come and take it.
You've already been.
I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to take it and take it and take it.
Yeah. So on that, and we have a couple other things. Thursday night, I think we might have a special guest talking about some topics that we've already talked about before, but we're here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and you guys know what Thursday or Saturday's topic is? Do you know, GA?
No, I could tell you that I imagine picking topics like this at some point is going to get we're going to run out of stuff, or we're going to revisit stuff a lot.
Yeah, we are. We will. I'm just saying.
But no, I don't.
Do we have one? Okay.
If we do, I don't know about it.
Right. Go ahead, GA.
I think there's always more to add, though. Even if we can't find new topics eventually, there's always new updates. There's always new opinions. There's always different things to add to the old topics.
Well, and that's why
she is a Karen in uniform.
I tried to.
Both her parents were cops. One was the chief of police there. Go ahead.
I try to go through, what's going on in the current events, and then expand from that. That seems to be all the news is anyway, you know what I mean? And then everybody has their own opinions, and we, welcome people to express them within reason. Don't come on here just to be a troll and a D-bag, you know what I mean?
Oh, sorry, I'll leave then. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. We're talking about others. But it is getting kind of past in Rogue Nation literally just went live. It says cops. So
oh yeah,
everybody
right,
here, if you guys want to go ahead and go check out what Rogue's doing, we're probably going to shut this down here. And Mr. Crispy, I'll give you a call here in like the next 15-20 minutes or something.
All right, hang on, Queensland. I want to ask you if you've been to Coober Pedy. Have you been to Coober Pedy?
No, I've not, but I'd probably die on the way there just from the sun. No, I'm kidding. No, I've not been that far inland. But that is the same state. You are right. That's the state
right,
I'm from.
From where you were. It's just right up the road from Adelaide, right?
Yeah, just up the road. Yeah, like however many 100 kilometers away.
Yeah, but it's a straight shot north from Adelaide. Hey, how about the world's fastest Indian? Wasn't that right by you?
What?
There's this Indian. Yeah, it's an Indian motorcycle that hold on. World's fastest Indian was running. It's a weird town, which I think is right around Adelaide. It was Invercargill. Invercargill.
No.
Oh no, that was New Zealand. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's a town in New Zealand. I'm thinking, what? But
yeah, that's a New Zealand
New
thing.
Zealand.
It was on the southern coast of New Zealand. That's why I was thinking Adelaide. It was the southern coast. My bad.
Yeah,
they're getting really worried about George right now. I mean, Rogue Nation. Fuck.
I'm about to share it.
Let's go.
All right, let's all go over there. Thanks to everybody who was here.
Yep.
Google user, no hard
guys.
feelings, man. We welcome you every time. Thanks
I love you
everybody.
guys. I love
See
you
guys
all.
Thursday.
I want
We
to
love
kiss
you,
you all
Wolfie.
if I could. I'd kiss you all on the lips right now if I was there.
I want to kiss you on the earlobe a little bit and then bite it so it doesn't hurt so much. Make it gentle.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, they're really worried. I want to go back and see what's going on here.
All right, Crispy. I'll talk to you later, bro.
All right, man.
Later, guys.
All right, guys. I'm watching Captain now, so I'll say goodbye.
All right, y'all.
Bye.